Is this? Yeah. Everybody take a deep breath in and let the cares of the world, whatever they may be and whatever happened today, just fade away. Ground yourself in this moment, the sacred moment, this holy moment, that we are all where we're supposed to be. We thank you, God, and open this time together, recognizing that we are one with you and that we are all here for the purpose of learning about affirmative prayer. We thank you, Lord, and bless this time together. May you help us to open our hearts and minds to receive whatever it is we need to know. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Carla. Isn't that beautiful? So that's Carla Sheridan, and then let's have the other students say hello. That's Richard Borges. Say hello. Hello. And then let's see who's next. Eileen's. Hello. Eileen Swenson. Ava and Shannon. Hi. That's Ava Spiritos, Shannon Collins. Hello, thanks for coming. And then we've got two students missing. We've got Mary Jo, who is not here tonight. We've got Berlin Garcia not here tonight, and Zachariah Warren not here tonight. So we're going to present, and Yvonne Fowler, let's have you say hello. As our facility. So the magnificent Yvonne has been with us for 11 Mondays. Can you believe that commitment? Thank you so very much. And has infused this class with love and knowledge. And we couldn't be more proud of everyone. Isn't that so? Yvonne? Are you proud of everybody? Are you proud of everybody? You have a mic right there, yeah. It's on.
I've already told that most of you that I've been a perpetual student all my life. I'm older than all of you, so you know that's quite a few classes. This is the first class that I've ever seen or been involved in that participates so freely. It is so open. It's just been awesome.
It's remarkable.
Thank you.
And we want to acknowledge Corliss in the back, one of the licensed practitioners from CSLB. And so we'll have, the way the evening is going to work is Yvonne and I are going to start with an opening meditation, and then we're going to talk for a few minutes about the teaching symbol and the creative process. And then the students are going to present the 5 steps. Does that sound fun? So there'll be a brief meditation before every step, and then we're going to take a break. And then after the break, we're going to come back and create some treatments on the boards, and then we'll have plenty of time for questions at the end. And I believe our spiritual director, Sandra, may be here in the building. I saw the car. So if she comes out, anybody who's a practitioner student, if Joe's still here and he has something to say. Joe, are you in Prac 2? One. So he may have something to say later, but I've invited anybody who, oh, there she is. Hi. So during that portion, if anybody wants to share about the 5 steps of affirmative prayer, we're going to do like a panel and take your questions firsthand. The reason we're recording it is so that both of our centers can use this as a drop-down link on our websites so that it could be a tool for anyone who is interested in how we pray and why is it called scientific prayer and what are the steps. And just so you know, if you don't take notes, if you take notes, it's okay, but don't worry, because at the end, we're going to have a major handout for you with all the pages of all the steps. So it's pretty much everything you need. So all you need to do now is just kind of pay attention and be in the moment and be present with us. And so we couldn't be more grateful and thankful to each of you here. It's a beautiful, beautiful night and a beautiful crowd. And so if you're ready, we shall begin. Yvonne is going to lead us into the beginning of our meditation. So just invite yourself to become comfortable and still.
Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Feel the God breath throughout your body. Just hold it for a few minutes. Settle in your chairs and relax now. As you breathe, remember what it feels like to really relax and do it. Remember what it feels like to have fun. Remember what it feels like to be loved. Remember doing something special for someone. Remember being happy. Remember how it feels after a good night's sleep. Remember how it feels to laugh. Remember the feeling of a child's hand. Remember being at peace with yourself. Now take a few more deep breaths and see yourself walking down a path that leads toward a wooded area. Just keep breathing as you're walking on that path. Notice as you continue that it's early morning and a gentle mist is in the air. As you reach the edge of the woods, you see sunlight gently streaming down through the trees, and the filtered light is soft and nurturing. As you look around you, notice the vibrant green of the trees and the shrubs, and here and there scattered wildflowers. As you continue to walk, feel the gentle mist caressing your face, and notice there's a hint of the color red in the mist that surrounds you. Take a deep breath and drink it in, for the red is the color of physical energy. Now, notice the mist changing to orange and continue to walk on the path. Observe that you are beginning to feel continuously more calm and centered. The mist now changes to the color yellow. As it does, feel your mind clearing of any disturbing or disrupting thoughts. The color yellow empowers mental clarity.
To continue now with your normal breathing pattern, see this vibrant yellow color that we see in sunflowers, the yellow color you may recall from marigolds or tulips. And now the mist shifts to green, and a feeling of peace settles into your being. As the mist continues to change, it becomes softly blue, and the feeling of love begins to fill your heart. Feel the love within you as you see the color blue gradually change to the color purple. As the color purple deepens, feelings of curiosity and wonder begin to bubble. Purple is the color of spiritual oneness. Now take another deep breath and feel your awareness enter into the deepest realms of your being. And just before we leave the wooded area, glance around and take note of all the expressions of nature around you. Know that this beautiful scene is in your care. As you look around, notice that there's one particular expression of nature that seems to call to you. Go near it and examine it closely. What is it? Reach out and touch it if you can. Knowing that spirit is the oneness of all existence, and that there is one intelligence throughout the universe. Sense your oneness with this expression of nature. Ask what part of you it represents and allow it to tell you. What is the reason it is appearing to you right now? Hear the message it has for you. And now allow your chosen expression of nature to disappear and fade from your view as you slowly back through the wooded area, savoring the message that you have received. Continue to breathe easily and gently. Now I invite you slowly to bring your awareness back to this room and imagine that you are encased in a bubble of peacefulness. Hermetically sealed in a bubble of peacefulness now. Bring that feeling of being settled and secure back with you to the room, inviting you to take a deep breath and tap your toes or feet to the ground. You may want to feel your fingertips gently on your hand. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And when you're ready and in your own time, just take a deep breath and gently and easily allow for your outer eyes to open. Welcome back, everybody. That was beautiful, wasn't it? Peaceful and easy. So it's part of the creative process, right? So you'll see the symbol on the board, right? Does everybody see that? Does everybody know what that is? Let's see. You might see it in many of your centers. It's in our teaching symbol, right? So we have spirit on the top, soul and body, right? So you'll hear it described as spirit, soul, body. You can think of it as seed, soil, plant. And the idea is God is everywhere around, in every section and around the circumference, right? And this upper portion to the right, there's like a little tilde. Did you see that? That's the idea that the teaching is open at the top. And I happen to love that, because if you're understanding quantum physics now, and probably in the classwork it's being taught now, and then if you think about the metaverse, which is happening now, right? If you had the right headset and headgear, apparently you can go into an alternate reality, right? And your consciousness is there. And I saw a newscaster in the metaverse trying to talk to somebody, and the person didn't want to talk, so they just scattered. they just immediately scattered. So the idea of being open at the top is very, very important. And I'm going to go back to the other pulpit for a second. So today is the exploration of fulfillment and balance. It's to set up an appreciation of life and the creative power within us. And so we're going to explore the creativity of our mind and its relationship to the spiritual reality within and around us. And in the journey through this workshop, we're going to move from meditation through information to assimilation and to integration and then to experience. So we're going to go through the 5 steps of affirmative prayer treatment in detail. And just know that as human beings, we establish beliefs and habits of thought that are patterns. They're patterns or molds for our action. Our mind sets up structures and perceived truths that allow us to move about in our world without continually needing to relearn everything. And the structure is a function of our ego. And there's a beautiful quote from Holmes that I'd like to share with you. It's from The Spiritual Universe in You. And it goes like this. In prayer, our spirit makes its great demand upon the universe. Through faith in the invisible source of good, it claims the particular good it desires. And when our whole inner being is in continual harmony with the source, knowing that it is ever pressing forward into expression through our acts, then it is that we shall come to have and experience an abundance of good for all that makes life worthwhile. Isn't that a great quote? So does anybody from the audience, Corliss, did you have anything to add about the teaching symbol?
I thought you explained it better than anybody else I've ever heard.
Okay, so the idea is spirit, soul, body, right? Or seed, soil, plant. And the idea is, even from the song, right? It all fades into God. That's the teaching symbol. And so in my pain, there inside my weakness, right? Isn't that a beautiful? Is the seed. Right, you can transform anything, right? In all of our centers, it's outside of our double doors, it'll say, change your thinking, change your life. So when we're doing prayer treatment, right? When we're doing prayer treatment, it's usually for something, right? It doesn't mean you don't have it. It means you want to experience something different. And the only way to really do that is by starting through the creative process again, from spirit into the subjective or soul or the soil, into form, into manifestation. And so there's other words you can come look at the break. I'll give you a few of them. In the top of the symbol where it says spirit, it's also could be called conscious mind. It can be called love intelligence. It can be called first cause. And it can also be called the absolute. And it's the presence, in capital letters, the presence. And you're going to get to choose what you call the presence for yourself. It's very, very important that we cannot fool spirit. And so you come to terms with whatever the word is that works for you. Dr. Ruth used to say you can call it hukambula if you want. So remember Dr. Ruth Wilkerson, right? Who is our senior minister here for 20-some years, 26 years. And she used to say you can call it anything you want. The main thing is that you court it. I tell all the students we have for the whole 11 weeks that it's like divine dating. It's a presence within you that will never leave you. It will never forsake you. It will never harm you. And you're building a spiritual muscle as you become more and more entranced in the romance of the divine in you, as you, through you. And that's the presence. In the center, you might hear it called universal subjectivity, the subjective mind, law, soul, unformed substance, or the creative medium. And it's also in capital letters would be called the principle. It's also one that will always say yes. It only knows it only knows to produce what it is that you've stated. Think about that, right? Yes. Do you want to say it from the mic, Corliss? Can we get the portable mic over there to Corliss? Somebody, can you run it, Richard, over there? Thanks. It's on. We'll just, David, you have it on? Just leave it. Yeah, you can leave it on if you want. This is really good. Go ahead, Corliss.
I just want to say how important it is to be really, 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 really clear on what you want.
Come on up. Tell us what you want, what you really, really want.
Well, I don't know you guys that well. No.
Tell us.
I have to say that I'm speaking from experience. And I believe that I believe that I believe. I know that I know that I know. And two people where I am from my center tell me that I live science of mind. And I do it the best of my ability. But I want to say it comes from source, right? And I definitely court. I don't have any doubts anymore. I came from a little girl not having any church and anything like that, and I thought God lived in the sky, had the beard, and had the blue eyes. And then I had him confused with Santa because I had to be a good little girl. So the thing is, I've come a long way in courting this, and I believe that this is the number one thing that all of us need to do. And once we have that, all this other falls into place. Does that make sense?
Yes. Does it make sense to everybody? Good. Thank you. And so the lower portion is body, form, effect, condition, human experience. You might also call it a demonstration or manifestation, right? It might come into form. Sandra, do you have anything on the teaching symbol? Not yet?
I love the way they explain. I'm listening to everyone.
I know. But if you have anything, you can always come up and grab the mic. Yvonne, do you have anything? Most of it? Do you want to add something? I have a portable mic.
I was just going to add amen to what Corliss said.
And an amen to what Corliss said. Do you have anything to add? Okay, Joe, do you have anything to add on the teaching symbol?
I can't think of anything to add other than all the other words that you put in the...
Oh yeah, no, we're not doing that. I want to leave it blank on purpose. I'm going to leave it blank on purpose so that you can fill it with the words that are you. But does everybody kind of get the basics? So let's go ahead and begin. Our first step of prayer is now going to be presented by Carla. You want to give them the portable mic? And Eileen, and if you want to be on camera, can you come up? I think if you could come up, it'll be on camera, at least one of you.
She can use that mic up there?
All the mics, or the portable mic in the chair.
You want to just do it from the chair or up there? No, here. Go up there.
Here we go. We got a rough crowd here.
We're going to be doing a little bit of meditation, so we dim the lights a little.
Okay, you want to just dim the middle section? It's fine. You could just, okay, come on up, wherever you're comfortable. Pulpit chairs.
So the first step is recognition. Recognition is the first stage of affirmative prayer. In this stage, you recognize God as the ultimate presence and power in the universe. There is only God. God is everything, and God is in everything. We're going to have a meditation.
So we're going to have a meditation here about recognition. David, do we have any music for this? Oh, that's lovely. Relax now. Be very comfortable in your chair. Be very comfortable in your heart and your soul. Feel your breath going in and out. Become very aware of your breathing. Now reflect on the presence of God in the atmosphere around you. Sense the light and love of God as it goes in and out with each breath. See yourself bathed in the energy of the universe. That which permeates everything. Now notice the sensations within your body. Notice the feeling of your skin, the touch of your clothing on your skin. Feel the sensations in your mouth, your tongue resting on your teeth. Notice any bodily sensations and reflect that every sensation is the biochemical process of the energy and power and presence that is the creative life within you. Feel God's power at work within you. Listen and hear the sounds of God around you. Every sound reflects the work of some divine action taking place. Now ask yourself, what do I know of God? Begin naming what you know of God. God is love. God is life. God is lavish abundance. Now let go of saying God is and contemplate the qualities of the ultimate. Say the words softly and absorb their meaning to you. Harmony, peace, total wellness, perfect wisdom. Imagine you are opening your heart and mind to all good things. Feel the good welling up from within you. Know that words spoken from a spiritual consciousness have the power to manifest truth and wholeness, peace and well-being, to initiate change and wash away false limitation. Feel the wisdom within you. Listen for your intuitive voice. Know that you can follow this wisdom into action. Now open your eyes. Slowly and gently open your eyes. Look at each other. Notice that you are looking at God in expression. Notice that you are seeing through the eyes of love. And let's just come gently back. Bring your thoughts, your attention back to this space. Gently come back. Thank you.
I just want you to visualize. I have a string, but I'm gonna do it. Just visualize. Really? Okay.
Keep going.
Okay. So,
You gotta hold your part. No, we need the music off.
So as we're doing this, we are all connected to one God. We are all holding a part, and we have a part on that cord that belongs to us. And that cord, that Spirit of God is running through each and every one of us, and we are all connected. And when one is having a little pull, you can feel that you're part of one, and that you're all connected in this. So keep that in mind as I'm reading on, and I'm going to describe some suggestions for creating an effective statement of recognition. A recognition statement reflects the depth of your conviction that there is a presence and power in the universe greater than you are, that is life itself. In preparing to make your statement, become quiet and contemplative. What this divine presence, the power, God, means to you. Take a moment, just think about that. All of us have different expressions of what God means to us. During this period, sort through your beliefs about God, then begin to think of the qualities of God you are most familiar with. Choose a quality to contemplate and explore the significance it has for you. Let your thoughts roam freely as you reflect on this quality so you can arrive at a much greater concept than you had before. And as we are all connected, we see this is only here. The connection we have here within this space at this time. But know that this cord goes, this cord travels throughout our neighborhoods, throughout our city, throughout our country, throughout the world. And as we connect in a physical sense, think about our spiritual sense, our connection to all of the world. Let your thoughts roam freely as you reflect on the quality so you can arrive at a much greater concept than you had before. Then turning your thoughts toward God, contemplate God as the source of this quality and of all other good that you experience. Spend as much time as you need reflecting on this quality, and when you feel you have reached a deeper level of recognition of God as the presence and power in and through everything, put words to your thoughts and make a statement that expresses what you recognize about God. Record your statement on the appropriate, and then journal or on a piece of paper. Yeah.
So recognition statements could be God is everywhere present and right, you know what I mean? God, that allness, that absolute. And any other ideas for statements for recognition? We should go through some of those if you have them. Do you have the one sheet, Eileen, that we could give some examples?
Right here.
Go ahead.
I know there is
Do it in the mic.
a presence and power in the universe that is the source of all life. This presence radiates in and through everything,
Slow down.
and it is personal to me right now. Number 2, there is a power for good in the universe greater than I am, which I call God. I am always surrounded by this power, which intelligently responds to me. It is in me and also in everything. 3.
Very good. Does everybody get the idea in general? There's going to be a whole entire handout. Corliss, do you have any that you use?
I often start just when it's simple. I say
God is. That's perfect.
all there is.
Perfect. God is all there is. Very good. Joe, do you have any that you use when you start? The power and presence. And knowing that God is all there is. That whatever is true for you. And so the meditation was for you to find what's true for you. Sandra, do you have a couple examples maybe of the recognition, or just when you're starting out a prayer?
That there's one absolute power.
There's one absolute power. Very good. Do you have anything, Yvonne?
God is everywhere present.
God is everywhere present and all. Very good. I am. Very good. Very good. Anybody have questions about recognition? It needs to be personal to you to work. Anything that we're talking about tonight is a practice that the more you practice it, it becomes personal to you. And then there's a great power from your making it something that works for you and the voice that you understand and the energy. So we're all energy beings, right? That's why in the oneness, the string is kind of not necessary. But in your mind's eye, as you're doing your prayer work, you can see the invisible string, right? In through and all sentient beings. You can proclaim that. All right. Thank you. All right. We're going to release our rope, our oneness. All right. Let's have Richard, go ahead and come up for unification, right? What's that? You want to dim the light? We'll do it for you while you come up to the mic. All right. Thank you. So does anybody want to, until we have the unification step, let's talk about recognition a little bit more. Is there anything else that's coming to you about recognition? Omnipresent. Omniscient. Yeah, absolute. It can be, it doesn't have to have a gender. It can be Mother, Father, God. Source. Source energy. Divine. Spirit. Intelligence. Perfect. You can even say divine intelligence. Wisdom. The universe. Gratitude. Yeah. And the gratitude's going to come in really strong in number 4. Gratitude is the whole thing in the 4th step, yeah. All what? All there is. Okay, now we're going to have Richard present on unification, and he's going to start with a meditation.
Before I start with the meditation, I just want to say something real quick. So we started with 12 people in the class, and we ended, I believe, with 8, right? Is that correct? Okay, so really quick, it's a side-by-side. When I was in the military and we completed a task, we celebrated, of course, the completion of the task, but never to the fullest, because if one person got left behind, it wasn't a full celebration. So 4 of us aren't here. 4 of us did not complete. And then my friend Zach got in a car accident today, and I wish he could be here. And Mary Jo had something happen at home, and she's not here. And Berlin, y'all know how I feel about that kid. So, yes, I wish he was here too. And so it's not a full celebration for me, but it is a celebration that is worthy, of course. But I just wanted to say that. I love them, I miss them, and I wish they were here.
Don't let me throw you. And part of the oneness is how do we know they're not here? I know one of the 4 people is sitting in the room.
Well,
Wait, hold on. One of the 4 people is really sitting in the room.
I tried telling that to my drill instructor. It didn't work. Okay. So I invite you to close your eyes. Now together, let's take a deep cleansing breath in through your nose and gently out through your mouth. One more time. Take a deep cleansing and loving breath in. Hold it. And when you're ready, release it with an audible sigh. Now imagine an eraser slowly erasing the borders of your body, starting at your feet, up through your ankles, your shins, your thighs, your hips, your pelvis, your lower back, your lower abs, now your stomach and your mid-back, moving up to your chest and shoulder blades, your arms and fingers, and lastly your neck and your head. Pause for a few seconds, and with your inner eyes, look around you. The borders of your entire body have been erased. You become one with all of creation. Your body as you know it no longer exists. The light you thought was a distant star at the beginning of this journey is now emanating from you and not from you. There is no starting point. This magnificent light is everywhere. It's beautiful. There's just no other way to describe it. You notice that it changes with your thoughts and emotions. Thinking a loving thought right now. What color is your light now? When you're ready, send that loving light to someone, anyone that you believe can benefit from just knowing that they are loved. Now for a second time, let us remember the part of the meditation where you learned that you aren't able to detect where your body ends and where your everything else around you begins. There truly is no separation. Your mind is now free of all limitations. Have you ever wanted to fly? For those of you who do, slowly spread your arms, being careful to allow your neighbor to choose for themselves whether to join in flight or stay right where they are and be in the presence of God. Imagine yourself on an abandoned airport runway. It's a warm night. Stars are out and a small sliver of a moon is shining through. Are you ready? Find your mark, get set, go. Run until you take flight. You couldn't be happier. Look at you. You're flying. Oh my God. Look down. You see someone familiar. What? What? Could it be? It's you. Look at that smile. You've never looked so beautiful and so serene. Be gentle with your gaze. You don't want to disturb them, for they are simply doing what they do best, to love and to be loved. You realize that the stars above you are made of the very same stuff that you are now made of. Light, beautiful light, a rainbow of lights. It's so beautiful that you just might want to cry. And if you do cry, there's no judgment here. Tears are welcomed here. You never knew that you were this beautiful. Never. You were told by so many people throughout your lifetime, but you never saw it for yourself. You say to yourself, it's true. God is all there is. There isn't anything else. God is everywhere and every time. God is. Continue to breathe gently and gently out. Again, gently in and gently out. Like every good party, you realize that it's now time to go. You can't stay here. Your loved ones are waiting for you. You must return to complete your purpose. It is not your turn yet to stay with the formless. So with joy in your heart and with compassion of a saint, you begin your journey back to you, right here and right now. So fly to your seat, but do not disturb you. Just hold their hand and whisper into their ear, I love you. And when you're ready, ever so gently, open your eyes. Give yourself a firm but gentle hug. Using your own name, simply say, I love you. So this is the part in which I talk about unification. And once again, Zach was supposed to do this with me. And did I tell you that I miss him? All right. So the process of treatment is to bring into alignment that which we know to be spiritually true with which we may be experiencing in the human. In this process, through this step of unification and oneness, we are surrendering any idea of separation between the inner and the outer realms of our being. We surrender any idea or feeling of separation between the Creator and His creation, between intelligence and wisdom, the peace and harmony of the creating power, and our own life. Here's a quote from Holmes, The Anatomy of Healing Prayer. As long as there is a Creator, there will be a creation. And as long as there is a creation, there will be a Creator. In, as, and through the creation, it will be a manifestation, but it will not be separate from what it manifests. In the Unification Step 2, you are basically recognizing this power and presence and dwelling in you as you, through you now. I know you will find the most comfortable language for yourself to feel this oneness. Practice this until you do. Declare in unification, right where I am, God is, and it is from this place in consciousness of oneness and unity from which I speak my word. When you have felt your oneness with God as fully as you can, then make your statement of unification. For examples, I am one with the infinite presence and power of the divine. I am one with God right where I am, God is. The divine presence and power is within me, as me, through me, and is the truth of my nature and being right now. I embrace my unity with all that God is. So don't start this process of unification until you truly believe it, until you feel it energetically, and if you have made it yours, by using your own words to describe it and your own feelings to feel it. Then and only then proceed lovingly through the unification portion of affirmative prayer and onto step 3, realization, step 4, thanksgiving, and the final step is when you release.
Thank you. Can you stand by for a sec? So let's practice. We know the first step is recognition, right? Let's just say together, God is. God is. Then we'll go to the second step, now unification. Do you want to, Richard, could you look through some of the examples and we'll say them as an affirmation and a second step.
Okay, as an example of unification, I am one with the infinite presence and power of the divine.
I am one with the infinite power and presence of the divine.
I am one with God right where I am, God is.
I am one with God right where I am, God is.
The divine presence and power is within me, as me,
The
through
divine
me,
power and presence
is within me,
and me,
as me,
through me,
and is the truth of my nature
and is the truth of my nature
and being
and
right
being
now.
right now.
I embrace my unity with all that God is.
I embrace my unity with all that God is. That was wonderful. This is beautiful. Thank you. So, Yvonne, do you have anything that's for that unification step?
That was beautiful. And one of the things that I was always taught is that the unification step is really one of the most important. Recognition and unification go together, but once you really believe that it's God in you, as you, and surrounding you, that'll make the difference. And I think, Richard, didn't you say that you're not to really go on until you get that feeling inside of you? So that's really an important step. And the other thing that I was thinking about is the fire. You know, that you're supposed to have the feeling, because that's going to make it more, what's the word?
Powerful.
More powerful, yes.
Yeah.
So
Holmes
those are
would
two
always say
things.
you have to have the fire in your belly. The energetic, right? Keep going.
I'm ready.
Oh, that's awesome. Anybody else? Joe, what for unification? Like, give us like in your comment, a common phrase you might use in unification when we get you the mic. You get an extra second to think about it. And then we'll come into Corliss and then Sanja.
Well, what I often use is in unification with spirit, I speak my word
Very good.
of truth.
Say it a little slower.
In unification with spirit, I speak my word, knowing it is truth that cannot be denied.
Wow. Could we go a little slower, and we're going to all say it with you after that.
Okay. In unification
In unification
with spirit,
with spirit,
I speak my word,
I speak my word,
knowing it is truth,
knowing it is truth,
which cannot be denied.
which cannot be denied. I love it. Corliss, will you pass the mic to Corliss?
Well, if I start out with God is and all there is, then I know that unity consciousness exists. There is no separation. Therefore, I know the truth, that separation is a lie, so to speak. And so God is, therefore I am, and we are.
Beautiful. And you might hear a lot from the pulpits, there's no spot where God is not.
There's no spot where God is not.
Sanja Prince.
You know, and I would say, like when I go into the unification step, I would say, you know, God is and I am, but I know that I know that I know, and just be really resolute and firm with that. And that's what I typically do to get in that feeling place, that place of knowing before I move on to the next step. Yes.
That's beautiful. And you can just you keep it with you. Yeah. So is everybody catching this? God is, I am, right? And what else comes up? Anything in you? And the idea, I think, what Yvonne shared, what Richard shared, beautiful. And that idea not to force yourself, right? There's no rush to do a treatment. So find the practice time and find what works for you. And the more and more you practice your treatments, you can write them out, you can type them out. But I want you to speak them out. I want your solar plexus to feel them. Because that's what Yvonne is talking about, that fire in the belly that Holmes would talk about. Because especially in the next step as we're getting there, the realization is really the energetic. And when you have that energetic with that fire in your belly, the passion that you are, you're basically setting on fire in a good way the teaching symbol. You're almost impressing it or forcing it to, you're pushing it through. You're going from the top into the middle. And you're making an impress on the mold of life, the creative law, right? The law. We speak our word, we declare our word to the law of life, which is the creative process. Everybody with us? Yes. Sometimes also I might say, let me see I don't know what I do, but let me think. God is everywhere present and right where I am. We probably already said that. And then, and I sometimes will say, it's from this platform of truth from which I speak my word. Does that make sense? Yes. So it's like from this platform of truth. Because then I'm like on a platform, right? It's on this platform of truth from which I speak my word. I love that.
And that's really powerful.
Well, it is only because somehow it came through. And the more you practice, things will come through you that you don't recognize. That is Spirit speaking in, through, and as you. So pay attention to those things, the words, phrases, symbols, ideas, thoughts. When you get that, you're at the advanced level of like, sometimes people will say, they probably say to all the practitioners and ministers sometime, they'll say, hey, I really loved your prayer. You know, and I'm like, I have no idea what I said. Don't ask me to do it again. You're going to have to watch it on the tape, right?
So I would say, don't be in your head.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just whatever's coming, just let it go.
And that's the perfect thing, because right now we're going to go into the realization. And now it's in your heart. So, perfect. Go ahead. And let me get you the mic. Hold on. Here, I'll give you the mic.
You know, if you've read a lot of the foundations where it says about the feel, the unification part of it, it says you can't teach that feel. That's something that you have to experience. And it's just like Mark said, the more you say it out loud and the more you practice it, that's where you get the feel. That's the nurture. And that's how you can, get it more. So I've had to learn that, and I'm still learning it.
Yeah, and I would say, don't force yourself. It's really important not to force yourself. You wouldn't be like, oh, God is right where I am. That's right? It's time to call a practitioner or minister to let somebody else know the truth about you. David, can you do the hand mic?
Mark said it, it's okay to be still and be silent for a minute. You don't have to fill every space with words. Just like you said, don't rush it.
Yeah.
Don't rush it. Just allow it. Allow it to come through. And I don't know about you, but I get warm on this side of my body. It's like right now. And then I know that it's just allow. Go ahead.
Corliss, will you grab the mic? And if you want to come up, you can. It's up to you.
We're going to do a duet a little bit
I love
later.
it.
We could.
I love it.
I'm sitting here listening, and I know because I've been a very devout meditator for 47 years, okay? No matter where I've been in the world, it's been that true. So for me, having a spiritual practice, to me, what we're talking about here, it's almost from the outside in. Because we're saying, do it this way and this way and do it this way and blah, 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 and we're going to get it. But the way we really get it is we go within.
Yes.
And we are in the silence that Sonja just said. So it's very important for spiritual practice to be part of our daily routine, whatever you choose it to be. And without it, in my opinion, all the rest is just falderall. It's not ever getting to the point of that feeling level, that feeling tone. If you've ever been a teacher, you know what that feeling tone is in your classroom. When you've got it, it's just hums, doesn't it? And
Yes.
you know when you're doing that prayer, do I say every prayer and it hums? No. But I have it more of the time because I do my spiritual practice, and I just cannot say enough about that.
That's beautiful. And by the end of the workshop tonight, you'll each receive a packet that has details of every one of the 5 steps, and you can just tape them, right? You can have recognition, unification, realization, thanksgiving, and release. Just have it on a wall at the house, and then start practicing, right? Just start writing some statements that work with you. Go to your stillness, and just like we're kind of modeling that today. We're doing a little bit of a meditation, then we're talking about what it could be. So you do that at home, right? And you come up with your own phrases, and then you're going to end up just shocking yourself at what comes to you. And that's your jargon. That's your language. That's spirit in, through, and as you speaking to you in a way that are going to make your prayer treatments very, very powerful. And so now I'm going to invite up the realization. That's Eva Spiritos. We're on step 3.
And I just wanted to ask David, could you put a little bit of meditation music? Okay. Did you hear what I was asking? Could you just put a little meditation music? Thanks. Okay, so everyone can begin by please close your eyes, place your hands in your lap, and sit comfortably. Breathe normally and just become aware of your breath. And listen to the following phrases. I am who I am right now. I am who I am right now. Everything I am, God is. Everything I am, God is. And finally, I embrace and embody my good. I embrace and embody my good. And I just invite you to gently bring your awareness back into the room. And when you're ready, just slowly open your eyes.
Is everybody back? You may want to tap your feet to the ground and be present in this moment. Just take a deep breath. You guys went far away, huh? Some of you did. Everybody's back.
Okay, so I'm sharing the third step of spiritual mind treatment, which is realization. And realization is about realizing or making real what it is that we want to receive. So I'm going to share something real, which is that this morning I woke up at 5:30 in the morning because I knew I was going to be here this evening, and I was feeling a little bit of anxiety about public speaking. So at that time when I was sitting there, just this idea popped into my head. So kind of roll with me on it. It might sound a little odd at first, but to me, realization is like going to the therapist. I've been there a few times in my life when I was younger. And when we go to the therapist and when we pray, oftentimes it's because we have a problem. So initially we want to talk about the problem. But after we talk about it for a bit or maybe for a while, usually a good therapist will turn things around and ask us what it is that we want in our lives now. So they help us to see the other side of things and to focus on the solution of the issue that we're having. So when we start talking about what we do want and we start explaining this in detail, then we truly start to feel better. So this is what realization means to me. It's about a shift that takes place in us when we realign ourselves from where we are to where we want to be vibrationally, and that helps us to get what it is that we want. So what we want is not actually a thing. Oftentimes it can look like a thing, like a car or like a house. It could even look like a person. But really, it's about a feeling state that we're trying to achieve. So we hear a lot in Centers for Spiritual Living, change your thinking, change your life. And also in spiritual mind treatment, that's really what it's about. It's about changing your state of mind. So once we reach this feeling state, we're a match for what we want, and then we can magnetically draw it towards ourselves. And then I have a quote from Dr. Ernest Holmes. He said, "All the power in the universe is with you. Feel it, know it, and act as though it were true." And I think those are kind of the directions right there.
Can you repeat that last one?
All of the power of the universe is with you.
Let's say that. All the power of the universe is with me.
Is with me. Yep. Feel it.
Feel it.
I feel it.
Know it.
I know it.
And act as though it were true.
Act as though it's true.
Because it is true, yeah. So also, if we look, because that mentioned the universe, if we look in the Science of Mind in the index, under the word universe, it talks about how there is one power alone that acts, and that is the power of the Word of God. And that's the word that we use when we pray. So it says that the universe wouldn't exist if it wasn't perfect. Everything in it must be perfect. So we need to remember when we pray and all the time that we're perfect. So perfect God, perfect man or woman, perfect being, or you could say perfect and your name. So do you want to repeat that?
Yes.
I am perfect.
I am perfect.
I am whole.
I am whole.
I am complete.
I am complete.
There's only perfect God
There's only perfect God
and perfect me.
and perfect me.
And say your name.
Perfect Ava. So we need to pray for what is in our highest and best good, this or something greater, and we need to say what it is already ours right now. We need to look into ourselves and try to find our resistance, because what we resist persists. It's important that we're honest with ourselves about our thoughts and about our feelings, and we don't deny things that are coming up for us. So when we create our realization statement, we need to state clearly and honestly what it is that we want to have and describe how we see it, what it feels like to us, and what we know, or the deeper spiritual truth about ourselves, like perfect God, perfect man, perfect woman. Our realization will be a declaration or an affirmation. It can be helpful if we include adjectives when we're describing it. So when creating our realization, we might notice that some doubts or some fear will start to come up for us. And that's the time when we need to recognize the presence of Spirit in us, as us, and through us to help us move through that obstacle. And then I have another quote from the Science of Mind. Dr. Ernest Holmes said, "We already live in a perfect universe, but it needs to be seen mentally before it can become part of our experience. Every problem is primarily mental, and the answer to all problems will be found in spiritual realization." So when we pray, we use our conscious mind, we speak into our subconscious mind, and then it will take form. When we speak our treatment, we do so through the universal law of mind, which only responds yes to it. So we need to be very specific about what we speak, since the law is impersonal and it will always say yes to whatever it is that we say. So Spirit will respond to it as much as we embody our good and accept it as true for ourselves. So usually I begin my realizations by saying I see and then stating the realization. But you could also say I proclaim, I affirm, I declare, or I know. And then I have a few examples from the handout that you're going to get of some realization statements. So here's one that's for money. Money is a divine idea. Money flows freely to and from me, enabling me to be comfortable, prosperous, and to enjoy life. God withholds no good thing from me. Money is a symbol of God's ever-flowing abundance, and I accept that which is rightfully mine. And then here's one for employment. I now have the perfect position for me. I accept the activity of God which places me in it. I am engaged in work that I fully enjoy, am paid well for, and through which I make a valuable contribution to my world. And then the final statement is for health. My body is a creation of God, and I affirm that the activity of every cell and organ of my body is harmonious. I accept my divine wholeness, knowing that the ever-available energy, power, and vitality of the universe are freely expressing through me now. So I have a little activity for you guys. And I'm going to pair you up in groups of 2, and then you guys are going to answer 3 questions. And you're going to answer the questions for yourself on your own paper. And then after you answer the questions, you can share them with your partner. And then after we share with our partner, then if there's anyone that wants to share with the whole group, they can. So the questions are, number 1, what do I really want? And Shannon's going to write them up here for us. Number 2, what form do I see this taking? And then number 3, what specific experience do I desire from what I want? And I think if you guys write these out, it will help you kind of get clarity on what it is that you want, but then also like the feeling tone that you're going to get from it.
Well, I'm going to write them up here too.
So number 1 is, what do I really want? Number 2 is, what form do I see this taking?
Are all the lights as high as they go? Okay. There we go.
And then number 3 is, what specific experience
Thank you.
do I desire from what I want? And actually, I think instead of just pairing you guys up, I think you guys can just,
Work at your table?
yeah, answer the questions at your table,
Steve,
and then when you're done, just
Carla, would
share
you go
with
to
each other.
Steve's table in the back?
So I'll give you guys about 5 minutes to answer the questions initially. There's about another minute, right? No? Okay. Okay, so is there anybody at their tables, anybody want to come up and share the answer to the 3 questions? There are no wrong answers.
I think this is a wrong answer. Yeah, I am shy, but you guys are nice. You're so cute. Okay, number 1, I really, really want joy and self-love. And the form that I want it to take is reflection and peace. And the way I want it to experience it, laughter, positive energy, and love, and being in the zone.
That's beautiful. That was really beautiful.
Any other takers?
Who else would like to come up and share? Would anybody like the microphone to come to them?
I'll come and share.
Please do.
You've heard most of them. All right, what do I really want? To be free and happy with who I am. And what form do I see this taking? Me personally, I would like to feel this with my family, like my real immediate family. I have a lot of friends that I consider family, but I would like to hone in this in my biological family. And number 3, what specific experience do I desire from what I want? All I want to do is share and connect.
Stay there for 1 sec. Holly, are you willing to come back up to this mic? Just with the, yeah. So I want us to all outstretch our hands. We're going to do just the part 1 as an affirmation, first toward Holly. Did you say joy and self-love?
Yep.
Yeah? So we're going to say, Holly,
Holly,
we see you.
we see you.
We recognize you.
We recognize you.
We know that you are full of
We know that you are full of
joy
joy
and self-love
and self-love.
right here,
Right here.
right now.
Right now.
And so it is.
And so it is.
All right, Shannon. We see you. We know who you are. We know that you are free and happy to be who you are as the divine goddess of the Most High. I can feel it.
Woo!
And so it is. Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else coming up? This was an amazing section, is it not? So, do you have any more notes? We need, come on up, please do. Remind us your first name. Debbie. Here we go. Just be careful.
What do I really want? I want to get my house in order. And how do I do this? By enjoying myself and my friend who's come to stay with me for a month. My boyfriend, by the way. And how do I hope I have enough money to accomplish these goals, to put a new tile in my bathroom, in my bathrooms, in my kitchen, and to clean out my shed and my garage and get my house in order.
All right, stay there for 1 second. All right, everybody ready? Debbie? We know that you are well equipped to get your house in order.
Get my house in order.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Let's move on. Very good. Anybody else? And so you see that these declarative statements are the step 3, right? And it's very, very, so it's a moving entity. Your word is a moving entity. I really think we should pass the mic. Starting with you, Sandra. What do you, and thank you, Ava. That was a beautiful section. Realization. Sandra, what do you want to say about realization? And then at the end, maybe if you have any samples. Everybody, let's try to stay with the group. Try to give as much attention as we can to the speaker.
For the realization step, I think I agree with everything that has been spoken in the room thus far. You expressed it beautifully. And Neville Goddard has a book called Believe It In. Not believe in it, but believe it in. And that's what we're doing when we do that realization step.
Do you have more? Come on up.
I don't have more.
Okay. If you have more, next time you have more, come on up because then you'll be on camera. So say the name of the book again.
It's called Neville Goddard. Book is Believe It In.
Love it.
And not believe in it, but believe it in. So you got to see it. Yes. Like that song. If I can see it, then I can be it. Yeah. That kind of that.
Gene. I love it.
I believe.
Will you pass the mic to Corliss? Corliss, what you got on realization? And if you want to come up to be on camera, that's.
You mean what I wrote or what I say?
Either one. Whatever you want to share about realization.
Well, normally when I'm in that zone, then I'll say I get to. I get to declare for Mark. I get to declare for Sonja. I get to declare for myself. Blah, 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 blah.
I love it.
And I really feel good when it gets to that point.
Is everybody following what Corliss is saying? And what do you want us to know about the personal one so we can blast you with our affirmation?
Oh, God. I don't know. Anyway.
Just pick one.
All right. Well, I only have one. I said I wanted a handsome, very qualified, advanced ballroom dancer that wanted to have a very beautiful, advanced ballroom partner to take lessons and go to dances with, so that I and he could feel challenged and cared for and have a really good time.
All right, so everybody else stretch your hands. Corliss. We see in the divine the most incredibly handsome, the most incredibly wicked, talented dancer.
Ooh, I like that.
To surpass all your wildest dreams. And anything and everything that is heretofore blocked, hindered, deferred, denied, or delayed this person from appearing, it dissolves into the nothingness from where it came and instead replaced with the truth that this person is at hand right here, right now, and together we say,
And so it is.
Ooh.
You actually, didn't he hit exactly what I said my fear was? You're terrific.
No, I didn't know what your fear was. Why don't you tell us?
What you just
Tell
said.
us what you want.
That
what you
I
really
had
want.
some kind of block.
Oh yeah. So this is really important. So why don't
That
you
was very-
come up with me, and we can heal you. Now we're not allowed to touch in science. We can feel it. So come on up. You get one mic.
All right.
All right. This is really important.
This is all because of you, Emmy.
I broke your mic. What the heck? Okay. Okay, you stay up here too, because this is going to get good. Are you okay?
Yeah.
So everybody, let's go back to that teaching symbol if we can find it.
All right.
This is really important what Corliss said. Corliss said you were afraid of
For some reason, I was just really afraid to put myself out there.
and block.
I was blocked.
So look.
I am, or have been anyway.
In the center section, this is super, super important. Things that you have not yet resolved are stuck. And what was the first thing we said they are? Soil. And what happens when a seed is stuck in soil?
It dies.
It grows.
It dies. It doesn't get growed.
It grows.
It doesn't get growed.
It grows. So, see, Corliss said, it dies. No, but it also, because sometimes don't you, when you plant something and you're like, you overwater it, right? Or
Yes.
you're like, sometimes when I was young, I used to dig it up to see if the bulb took root. Well, when I was young, and then you can overwater something too, right? Like how do
Right,
you
you
know,
can.
like these orchids that last with an ice cube, you're like, I'm just going to put an ice cube on my, but if you overwater them, they go.
They go.
So Corliss said, the seed's in there, but you said it dies?
The seed doesn't die, but it gets stuck.
But
It doesn't grow.
This is going to be major. Are you ready to have a major breakthrough?
I am ready.
We're going to pull out of, we're going to pull out of the subconscious or unconscious. I don't care what conscious you call it. There are multi-dimensions to all of us because we're energy. And I think a really powerful addition to every prayer in realization is to say what I said. It was just natural. Anything that is heretofore blocked or hindered, deferred,
I just
denied,
love
or
that.
delayed, my highest expression for my highest good of all these things that I am affirming that I'm ready to have in my life, it slips away. Just like the bathwater goes down the drain, just like the rain goes into the grass, never again to surface and reappear, and instead be replaced with the truth. God is at hand. Life is at hand. Intelligence is at hand. The Divine Mother, Father, Wisdom is at hand. Universal energy is at hand. My good is at hand. My highest and best good is here and now. Because see, everyone, all of us have this. We remember we're storehouses for all the good and the not so good that has ever happened in our life. And we have to get rid of our filing cabinet and the weeds. We got to get rid of the weeds in the garden. The stuff that you don't want in the garden is just as important as the stuff you want. And just know you're pulling them out. Yank them out with your power of your word. And then, guess what? All these potential suitors are going to come a-calling for dance.
And I'll have my choice.
And they'll be like dancing their way to you. They'll be like tangoing. Like, and then they're going to try to flip you and spin you. And then they're going to try to dip you. But do you guys get that? All right. So stand by. We're not done because this is a major section. So does everybody get that what we're doing in our prayer work is you're forcing with your words, you're impressing upon the law of life your word into creation. Okay, cool. So anything else for realization?
Let it fall to the nothingness where it belongs. And where
Stamp it out with
stamp
your
it out.
Manolo Blahnik. Get your high heeled out.
Yes. You know, like when you do energy healing, and they said, you know, we send that energy out to be transmuted into.
Keep going like that. We got to preach in this. In realization, you're preaching. Go ahead. That's perfect. You send it out. You back to the nothingness from where it came
That's
from.
right. That's right.
And then say now that it's okay. Then you have an opening, right, for something.
For something good to come in. For all your good to come in.
And you know what? Sometimes you can ask Spirit to just surprise you. You could be like, show me, use me,
use me,
guide me.
oh God. Yeah.
Because you don't always need to feel it. Like sometimes as a human being, we think we need to feel it. And it's also part of it. We need to preach a little in realization.
We do.
Yeah, because if we think we know, we're not doing this right. We need to be open to be shown something, this or something greater than that we could have identified for ourselves. Because guess what? They could be rich too.
Oh, yeah, we should put that in there too.
So we can't outgive the
and
divine.
You may actually like them.
I might.
Because we only, and the thing about
They
being
have to like them at least.
Well, the thing about being specific is, right, you look at your list and you're like, be with your list. And then say, this or something greater.
better.
Yes.
Yeah, greater.
Something.
I want you to send me whatever you did. Maybe you should send it to all of us.
What?
What you put in. You say, what you just said.
Oh,
I can't
yeah,
say it all.
Sure.
That one, about the blocking thing.
Oh, of course we will. Of course.
Yeah,
I'll
and what you said.
We'll send it. Because the thing is, it's interesting. Until we're willing, like we have to be willing to be willing. And this could be a realization, the way you start the realization step. Because for the things that are the most painful or the most difficult, just say with me, all of us, I am willing.
I am willing.
To be willing.
I am willing to be willing.
To this time.
To this time.
Really let all that.
Really, to let all that.
S-H-I-T.
That stuff.
And go.
And go.
So everything and anything.
So everything and anything.
That is no longer serves me.
That no longer serves
for
me.
my highest and best
For
good.
my highest and best good.
I don't even need to name it.
I don't even need to name it.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom,
Like a
boom,
bad
boom.
cigarette.
Never smoked.
Right. And then you're basically doing this time of year, Easter, you're doing a resurrection. Right? No, we're shedding the old.
Yeah.
And allowing the new. You're doing a resurrection. You good?
Yes.
There's
but
something else in there. What else is in there?
No, not about that. But you know what? It's so interesting to me because when it's about me, it's so different than praying for you.
Right.
I mean, I feel so confident in the right alignment.
Right.
99% of the time to do that, but not for me.
It's the shoemaker has the hole in the shoe.
There you go.
Or they say that you can't see, if you're inside the picture, you can't see, because you're in the picture.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So let someone else pray for you.
And that's why a practitioner is good.
Yes.
Yeah. So don't leave. Are you guys okay if we stay here for a minute?
No, I just want everybody to know that I'm so blown away already by this class, and this is good stuff. So everything this is experiential, and Corliss is such a good sport to come up and do this. But these things that we're saying, we all should be saying it, because there's always some lack or limitation or some blocks that we have, and we want to get over those blocks. So as he goes through this with Corliss, as we work with her, you should be opening up to the same idea for yourselves.
And holding the idea of Corliss's perfection.
Exactly.
Because we're not doing anything. We're not doing anything. So practitioners are trained to see perfect God, perfect man, despite the appearance that's before them.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and
all.
that means about our world too.
Right. Go ahead.
Everything.
Right. So
I mean,
that means
Russia,
when we're talking about war,
Ukraine, all of that.
Okay. Couple more things. Stay up here. I want everybody up here with me. Is it okay if I look at my notes? I wrote notes because when Ava was talking, Ava blew me away. One thing, this is a Brother Mark thing that I want you to try to hold if it rings true for you. We're not going to pray for anything anymore. We're going to pray about it. Because it just came to me a long time ago, but if we're praying for it, that means we don't have it. But if we're praying about it, that means we just want it to appear. So all this stuff, and especially in realization, it's a spiritual chiropractic. It's like we just go, but we don't touch it in science of mind, right? But you can just see, you know that moment you take a look in somebody's eyes and you're like, you can just, if we took silence in each eyes, we could heal each other and cry. And we don't even need to know what we're crying and healing each other about. Like when I was looking at you, it was so beautiful. You were looking at me, it was beautiful. And we don't need words. Or just get in the way. I know that's a song. But the thing is, you can just, and sometimes the greatest gift you could give somebody is to just witness them. No words. No tissues. Because remember, if they're going to cry and we get uncomfortable, be comfortable with their Oprah would say the ugly cry, even if all your mascara comes down. Because the thing is, we don't want to stop their process. We don't know how long they've held that. So the reason we're taking so long in realization is I really believe it's one of the most important things, and not to rush your way through. So I want to say, pray about it. Don't pray for it. Because then if you're praying up for it, then you're down here. And we don't do begging and we don't do beseeching. And that's in the handout.
And it also shows separation.
It does show separation because it means you don't have it. So you're basically, anytime you're doing any prayer for anything you wrote down or anything in the future, is you're saying you just want to see more of it. And so one of my notes that came through for me when Ava was speaking was, we need to also start praying. So we know not to pray for, we know to pray about. Just say, I'm going to pray about it.
I'm going to pray about it.
You're not praying for it. I'm going to pray about it. All right. And then this idea to also affirm, we don't do this enough when everything's going great.
She did say that. I heard that. I was like,
No,
whoa.
that was so important.
I was like, hallelujah.
When things are going great, you are in the flow. And you take that flow because your energy, and you're like, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's sometimes prayer sufficient, right? Just thank you, thank you, thank you.
You know, Reverend Carrie and I have been prayer partners for many years, and every week. And nearly always, we're always saying, okay, and then we ask, well, what about prayer for you? And then she'll say, what about prayer for me? And then I'll say, well, everything is going so great. And she says, well, that's what we're doing. We're praying.
I love it.
And it just perpetuates, and it gets deeper.
Yeah. And once in a while on a Sunday service, you may see a duo or a trio. And we're just gonna flow with whatever it is, and it's gonna come out, right? As long as it's for good. Couple other quick notes. Let's see. You could probably, this I am, you know this I am statement? It's very important you know that, I was kept thinking when you kept saying the I am in the meditation is, you know that song, I am what I am my own special creation.
I haven't heard that song.
I don't know it. I don't know it.
Hook or the ovation. It's my world.
David, you need to find
He'll
that.
know it. But anyway, there's some things that are important for realization here that we say all the time from the pulpit. And if you have more, so one is, I think you're a masterpiece in whom God is well pleased. So let's just say that I am a masterpiece.
A masterpiece.
In whom God is well pleased.
In whom God is well pleased.
So the thing is, that to me is a realization step. And the more you can be in line with that, the better. I put, you'll always hear from the pulpit. There's nothing missing, lacking, needing, nor wanting.
That's right.
Right? Any more on that?
Right.
There's
go
nothing.
ahead.
There's nothing that
Go
can
with the
be
flow.
added. There's nothing that can be added onto you. It's a scripture as well. There's nothing that can be added. That kubit. It's a scripture, right? There's nothing that can be added onto you. You have it all. Nothing can be added onto you. All right, now. Let's see. Okay, now we're going to go to the next step almost. We have this God is, that's step one, right? Mm-hmm. I am. Mm-hmm. All that God is, I am.
All that God is, I am.
Anything else on realization? Can you say those over again? Oh yeah. God is. I am.
I am.
All that God is, I am.
All that God is, I am.
All right. Do you have anything more to add? Sandra?
I don't have anything.
All right, let's move on. You guys ready to keep going?
Yes.
Realization is so important. Oh, the only other note that came to my mind really fast is, you remember like in other countries, let's say like when they have a royal baby, they do a proclamation. Mm-hmm. This realization, like if you had a quill, you could write it on a scroll, right? Mm-hmm. And you could just read it out like that. That's basically what you're doing in this step. You've written in a quill.
I proclaim.
Right. I declare.
I declare.
I proclaim.
Okay.
Lady Corliss shall have her perfect answer now. Right?
Right now.
From Bridgerton. And this person shall blow you away. Mm. Can you feel it? You got it?
I can be it.
All right. All right. You ready to move on to the next step? Yes. All right. So we're going to go to Shannon with Thanksgiving. Are the students doing a great job?
They are. They really are. I'm just so emotional.
That's a song too.
I know.
You wanna sing it?
My brain stinks in songs, so I can come up with a song for every word you say.
It's a good thing you have such a good voice, too.
Microphone, please.
Oh, yeah.
Or pulpit, either way.
Can we dim the lights and have some background music for the meditation, please? Okay. Is this removable? I kind of want to sit so I can kind of get in.
The handheld mic. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
You get the handheld going?
Testing. Close your eyes and let yourself sit quietly and at ease. Allow your body to be relaxed and open. Your breath natural, your heart easy. Begin the practice of gratitude by feeling how, year after year, you have cared for your own life. Now let yourself begin to acknowledge all that has supported you in this care. With gratitude, I remember the people, animals, plants, insects, creatures of the sky and sea, air and water, fire and earth, all whose joyful exertion blesses my life every day. With gratitude, I remember the care and labor of 1,000 generations of elders and ancestors who came before me. I offer my gratitude for the blessings of this earth I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the measure of health I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the family and friends I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the community I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the teachings and lessons I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the life I have been given. Just as we are grateful for the blessings for ourselves, so we can be grateful for the blessings of others. Now shift your practice to the cultivation of joy. Continue to breathe gently. Bring to mind someone you care about, someone it is easy to rejoice for. Picture them and feel the natural joy you have for their well-being, happiness, and success. With each breath, offer them your grateful, heartfelt wishes. Now in this moment, I want you to recognize and feel throughout your body what it really feels like to be in a state of gratitude. And when you're ready, please bring your attention back to the room. Open your eyes and place your hand over your heart. And just know that when you want to come back to this place, at any time you can return to this place of love and gratitude. And that concludes this meditation.
tap your toes gently to the ground and maybe your fingertips together, bringing yourself fully back.
That felt good. All right, Thanksgiving is the fourth step in the spiritual mind treatment. In this step, I express gratitude for spirit and its expression in my life. Gratitude is the key element in moving our consciousness into a state of receptivity. And in this frequency, all is possible. We can access the already present reality. To be in a place of thanksgiving, we need to know what I am grateful for. The purpose of the Thanksgiving stage of affirmative prayer is to express gratitude that your affirmative prayer is already answered, as it's already happened, it's already here, we already know that it's here, to help you accept the fulfillment of your desire as accomplished now. Let your heart be filled with thanksgiving that you are experiencing what you desire. All right, so earlier I passed out some colored pieces of paper to y'all. And Ava, I think the table next to you, Ed's table, needs a couple more, and there's some on our table here. We're going to do a little game. So I want you to please write down 4 personal abundance statements of what you are grateful for. And yeah, just on one of them. Either one you want, it doesn't make a difference. I just gave 2 to everyone.
So 4 abundance statements?
Yeah. And we're going to have some examples that Ava's going to put on the board right here. And in my daily life, I have one of these pieces of paper, just like I cut out for y'all. I have one inside my vehicle, right on my dash, and I have one on my dresser at home. That's why I gave you 2, so you could take a blank one home later. And if you feel like you need some more affirmations, you can do so on your own time, but it's something that you can always reflect back to and remind yourself to keep you in that state, in that frequency, right, where everything's possible and we're in that state of gratitude. And after you're done, we're going to get up. I'm going to play a song. You're going to get up and go to as many people as you can and state your I am statements to that person. Nice. And we're going to do this for a few minutes, and it's going to be really fun. I want your energy to be high and wonderful.
Great. Let's give some examples in the mic.
Oh, okay. I am grateful for my health. I am prosperous. I am abundant. Do you want to give any? What?
Make up some more. It's okay. Does everybody understand? And then when you have them written, if you want to share them if you would share them with other people, that'd be good, right?
Yes.
So after you have yours written, take a moment and knock on a neighbor's table. Let them share, and then you share with them. Is that what you would like to do?
Yes, that's perfect. We would love to hear from you up here. If you want to make a line over here, I want to hear what everyone has to say.
That's good. Perfect. Let's hear some from the microphones. Come on up when you're ready. Oh.
Oh, yeah, here.
The cordless mic? Is that on, David? Here we go. We're going to go from
Are you going to come up here?
You want to come up on camera?
She's so fabulous. She's going to blow your mind.
I'm already blown.
She really is the coolest.
She is Ernest Holmes in a skirt. Now that Dr. Ruth is in that realm.
I'll pay you later. I am grateful for the willingness to use right thinking metaphysically. I am grateful for the willingness to use right thinking metaphysically. I'm grateful that I am blessed to bless. And I'm grateful for wonderful family and friends. And I'm grateful for the ability to know truth, true health, and the ability for healing mind, body, and affairs.
Beautiful. Remind us your first name. Is it
Julia.
Is that Jules?
Julia.
Julia.
Julia. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So are we allowed to say one of them as an affirmation? Sure. I am blessed.
I am blessed.
To bless.
To bless.
Love that. And let's see the next person. Iris, come on. Holly, you have one? Whoever else wants to come up. Whoever else wants to come up, let's work through them.
I'm glad this is short. I'm grateful for there's always money that comes through me in and out. I'm grateful for all the challenges I've had in the past. Each one of them, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful I always find spiritual community that I can be part of, now and the past. And those communities, I really cherish it in the past. I'm grateful for my health.
Let's just stand by Iris. Everybody outstretch your hands. Outstretch your hands toward Iris. Iris. It is true. It is so. And so it is. Everybody outstretch your hands toward Julia. Julia, it is true. It is so. And so it is. And one of our prior ministers, Reverend Irma, would say, and so it perfectly is.
So it perfectly is.
All right. Who's next?
Amy Bell.
Richard, come on up. We have another mic.
Okay. Are we going to have a battle of the abundance? Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Okay. Okay, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have a loving partner, excellent health, wonderful friends and family, and I live in a beautiful home on a gorgeous lake.
Emmy, everybody outstretch your hands. Emmy.
Emmy.
It is true.
It is true.
It is so.
It is so.
And so it perfectly is.
And so it perfectly is.
Yeah.
House on a lake. I want that. So, all right. So I am grateful for my family and friends, which includes all of you. I am grateful for all the money that I have and the massive amounts that are on their way.
Woo!
I am grateful for my life and the many years yet to come. I am grateful for the love that surrounds me. Every single one, every single shape and form, like I said, pets included. I am grateful, come on, for the CSL fellowship community here.
Yes. He's not done.
One more.
He's not done.
Because only I could say this. I'm grateful for my boy Berlin.
Oh.
The son I never wanted. Can you hear me?
Yes.
He's special. He's a good kid. He's not here, and I'm grateful for him.
How do you know he's not here?
He's here. All right, that's it.
Richard.
Yeah.
It is true.
It is true.
It is so.
It is so.
And so it is. We love you.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Anybody else? Jean, do you want to come up? Jean or Ed or Steve? Anybody else? Eileen,
Jean,
come on up.
Jean.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Jean. I'm grateful for love. Speaking to the microphone. I am grateful for love. I'm grateful for my family and friends. I am grateful for CSL Fellowship, and I am grateful for me.
All right, Jean. Say there, receive it. Receive it. Do you receive it? It is true. It is so. And so it is. Anybody else? If you don't want to come on camera, we can hand you the mic. Does anybody else want to go back there?
Eileen's coming up.
Okay, let's go. Anybody else back there?
Oh,
Speak in the mic.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm grateful for my perfect knee. Absolutely perfect. I'm grateful for my happy dog. I'm grateful that my car works every time. Every time. I am grateful for all the wonderful, delicious, fantastic food in my home. I am grateful that I have never had to go hungry. I never will go hungry. I am always filled with incredible food.
Eileen. It is true. It is so. And so it is. And so do you want your 3 cats that don't get along to get along or no? We don't put.
Oh, I would
See, but it wasn't there, was it? So you could put that in treatment,
Wait a
right?
minute, I affirm.
How long have you had those cats not getting along?
I affirm right here and right now.
Name the names of the cats.
That, what are they?
Manny, Mo, and Jack.
Rain, Mindy, and Rocky love each other. They snuggle together. They enjoy each other when they're not spitting and scratching.
Can you guys see that? See that in your mind's eye, them getting along. Repeat
They
their
are
names.
Perfect. Mindy.
Mindy.
Rocky.
What?
Rocky.
Rocky.
Rain.
Rain. So anything and everything that is heretofore blocked or hindered, deferred, denied, or delayed these cats from getting along, let it slip away back to the nothingness from where it came, and be replaced with the new idea, an Easter resurrection. Can't we all just get along? Eileen, we see it, we feel it, and so it is. All right.
All right.
Who's next? Come on up. You want to be off camera? Okay, you want to give the mic? That's okay. You don't have to be on camera. Just go ahead and take the mic.
Well, of course, like everybody else, I'm grateful for my family, health, and prosperity. But most of all, I'm grateful for the future and what it will bring.
Wow. So everybody, hold on. Just receive it. Just receive it. Steve. We are also grateful for the future.
We're also grateful for the future.
We see it. We can feel it.
We can feel it.
We know that it is blessed.
We know that it is blessed.
And that you are a blessing.
And that you are a blessing.
And it will surpass any idea you may have
any idea you may have
for your highest and best good.
For your highest and best good.
Do you feel it? I feel it. And so it is.
And so it is.
All right. Who's next? Anybody else? You want to go right there? No what? No. He's over there.
Yeah,
He's watching.
I'm John.
Hey, John.
How you doing? Yes, I'm married
John,
to Carla.
John is married to our student Carla.
First of all, I want to say that I'm so grateful that I found this church. I'm grateful that all of you guys are in perfect health. I'm grateful for having my wife in my life. I'm grateful for all my family. And I'm grateful for meeting all you guys.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Everybody outstretch your hands toward John. And we know that in this particular affirmation, we're going to have Spirit surprise John with something that's for his highest and best good, that is between his heart and Spirit's heart. So John, we see it.
We see it.
We feel it.
We feel it.
We know it. Look around the room.
We know it.
Look around the room, John. Breathe it in, baby. And so it is.
And so it is.
All right. Thank you all so very much. Does anybody else want to go on this part? Sure. Would you have the mic?
Okay. I'm grateful for the music and the singing.
The music and the singing. Okay, Jean. And so it is.
So it is.
All right. Anything more?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so I gave you 2 of those sheets so that you can take one home and practice your gratitude daily. It really just will change your life, as most of you already know. This is my favorite part. You can go back to these affirmations at any time to get grounded in gratitude. An example of a Thanksgiving statement: I accept that harmony is established in my life now through the action of the universal law of mind. I am deeply grateful for this and for every life-enhancing activity I experience, knowing that I identify myself with the divine presence. My life is always filled with that which represents my highest good, and so it is.
All right. That was beautiful, Shannon. Thank you. So, isn't that awesome? Shannon, we see you.
Thank you.
We know the power that lies within you. You are a healer, and so it is. All right. So, Yvonne, do you have anything you want to add, or Sandra, on gratitude? Sandra, do you want to give some examples of statements? Yvonne next, and then Corliss next. I don't know if is it on?
Hello. Oh, It's on. Can you hear me now? I am so grateful and thankful that I have the opportunity to be a witness to this beautiful unfolding of, I feel the Spirit.
Are you
of
getting
what's happening
verklempt?
here tonight. I am so grateful and thankful for that. Thank you.
Beautiful. Corliss, come on up if you want to be on camera. It's up to you.
Haven't I already been up there?
I know, but I love it. I haven't dipped you yet.
Later.
Eh.
I am so happy and grateful to be in this moment, to feel this moment, to be this moment in unity consciousness, knowing that I know that all is as it needs to be. I know God's got this, and I know I can say and affirm, and so it is.
So it is. Beautiful, Corliss.
Awesome.
And Yvonne, do you have anything to add?
Where's Yvonne?
We'll pass the mic.
There she is.
Yeah, the biggest thing with the gratification, I'm so happy and grateful that it's already there. I just have to acknowledge it. I have to reveal the good that's already in me, and then all will be manifested. And it's in God's time, though. We don't know how, but somehow. And somebody said to me, well, did the doctors do it, or well, the doctors do it if you're sick. But you know what? The doctors are God's hands too, so give God credit for all of it.
And so there's a couple other quick things on gratitude. Oh, Sandra, did you have something? Are you sure? We got plenty of mics. Corliss and Sandra. Sandra, then Corliss.
I was just going to say that the doctors are a conduit, just like we all are conduits of spirit.
Yeah, very good.
And I just want to say, I think after you do affirmative prayer like a few times, you kind of sometimes just fall back on something sometimes, but it's still meaningful. And usually what I fall back on, if I need to or it just comes to me, it's already so in the mind and the heart of God.
Very good.
And so it is.
All right. And so gratitude is a really super important thing. It doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes it can be, I've heard it said, let's see, I sometimes will just say something simple, like I'm so thankful and grateful.
So thankful and grateful.
I've heard blessed be, which doesn't work for me as much as it might for others, but you find what works for you. What else? Gratitude, I'm breathing in, like, remember when Shannon had us place our hand on our heart? That's a really nice thing to do. You could feel your heartbeat. I'm grateful for my heartbeat. I know that my heartbeat is God's heartbeat. I'm grateful for the word spoken. Eileen? Can you give the mic?
Here you go.
In our student workbook, there was a quote. I've heard it many times before, and it was nice to see it in our workbook. If the only prayer you have ever uttered is thank you, it will be enough.
It is sufficient, yes. Thank you. Okay, and so does everybody get the steps? We're at the last step, and you're still here. So there's one or two other quick things that came in that I have to help with. Maybe in a realization. You guys know as students of Science of Mind about the use of denials, right? So look that up in the text. It's okay to use a denial to convince yourself, right? So when you were talking about the doctor, you can say that I am not this diagnosis, right? My prognosis is God, or my prognosis is health and wholeness. My prognosis is, right? So the use of denials is really, really powerful. I think it's used to be taught a lot more. I think you can check it because it's powerful. And also it was coming to me that Emma Curtis Hopkins would say, it's your good and you ought to have it, right? So you're going to say, it's my good.
It's my good.
And I
ought
to have it.
Ought to have it.
That's step 3, realization, right? That's where realization, don't rush through it. And then when you get to gratitude, you're like, I'm just so glad that all this came through me with ease and grace. You can see divine right order. You can see for Spirit to make a way where you may not know the way. Right? We can, couple other quick things so I don't ever forget to tell you. You can bless and be grateful for any medicines you're taking. You can let them work, any treatments you're taking. You can bless your food. You can be grateful for having the food, as Eileen said. You can do a quick, one of the most powerful prayer treatments that's so quick is I'm grateful for perfect assimilation and perfect elimination. Meaning anything that needs to stay holistically within your body temple does, and then anything that needs to be gone is done with ease and with grace. Easy little tricks, okay? Ready for the last step?
Before you
go ahead.
you know, like somebody says, you're not the boss of me. And so you can say, this diagnosis is not the truth of my being.
That's right. Okay, Yvonne, you ready? We're going to do this last thing now. Remember where you have your part? You want to take the handheld? Well, I'll borrow the handheld. Ready? And are you guys all ready to wrap it up? Yeah. We're going to release. Oh, you got a mic. Okay.
You'll all just close your eyes and take some deep breaths. Just remember that deep breath as you're breathing in God. Breathe it in, let it feel through all your cells, and then release it. Release that love and that God into the world. Relax and feel your body coming free of any tension. Let go of all your thoughts and let your mind just drift. Settle into your chair and become aware of your breathing. Place your hands over your eyes and say silently to yourself, I now free my eyes to see clearly and fully the path of my highest well-being. I free myself to see the highest and finest in everyone I meet. I know that everywhere I look, I see the face of God.
Take in a deep breath. And just allow gratitude to fill your heart space, gratitude for your breath. And gently exhale out, gratitude for your very life. Now place your hands gently over your ears and say silently to yourself, I now free my ears to hear life's song, singing through the wind in the trees, the birds in the air, the waves of the ocean, and through the lips of those I meet on my journey. I release and loose in me the gift of hearing the essence of each person's individual message.
Now take another deep breath. And now place your hands on your lips and say silently to yourself, I now free my lips to speak words of sensitivity, of compassion, and truth. I speak clearly, honestly, and powerfully of my true nature and to honor, through my speaking, the true nature of all that I meet.
Inviting you to take another deep breath. An easy and gentle exhale. Move your hands and place them to your forehead, saying, my mind is now free to think expansive, visionary thoughts and to dream fully and richly of my highest potential. My thoughts are the tools through which I fashion my future tomorrows.
Just take another deep breath. Now place your hands at the sides and say, I know that my body is my home. Excuse me, let me do this over again. Now cover your heart with both your hands and say, my heart is the open and expanding to embrace life with a passion and intensity that heals and empowers me and creates vibrancy and aliveness for myself and all around me.
We breathe that in, nice easy inhale in, and a gentle exhale out. Now we're going to place our hands on our sides and say, I know that my body is my home and I love it. I honor it. and I listen to it, for it contains wisdom and insight and will work with me toward my greatest well-being. From this day forward, I will nurture and cherish it, just the way it is, as I gratefully express my highest good.
And now, know that your accomplishments and your contributions are created through the spirit and intelligence that is greater than all that you are, through your intentions, thoughts, and actions, and that your existence matters in the total stream of life. Say silently to yourself, I am now free, my whole being, into the creative process of God. I know that my desires and wants flow from this creative source within me. Through me, I trust and I let go. And so it is.
And so it is. Just inviting you to bring your awareness very easily and effortlessly back to this moment in time. Just take another deep breath in together. And as we exhale out, let's release a sigh or a moan or a groan. Ah. Let's do that again. Nice, easy inhale in. And a sigh or a groan or a moan. Just tap your toes to the ground. Gaia, Mother Earth, tap our fingertips together. And slowly and easily just allow the outer eyelids to open. That's beautiful. Okay, and so we're in the final stretch. Are you ready for it? Here we go, people. So release is the 5th stage of affirmative prayer. And this is accepting your good is already accomplished. We're going to start passing out the handouts now. In fact, Yvonne, do you mind helping with that? We're going to take the handouts of all the steps to you now. And then Shannon and Ava, do you mind coming up to the boards, each board? Because we're going to write a couple quick affirmative prayers. But I want to talk to you. Oh, no, we're not. No. Okay. I don't think we'll have time. Okay. But thank you. So, in the handout that you're going to get on release, is everybody still with me? Even though there's activity around you. It says something in there that I disagree with in the handout, and maybe Sandra could speak to it. Corliss may want to speak to it, or Yvonne, or all of us. I think once you release your prayer, there's nothing to work on. I just noticed this in the second paragraph of what we're handing out. It says, allow the law of mind to work on it. In the land of the I am, in the land of spirit, there's nothing to work on. It's already done. All your job is to do in release is to walk around with great expectancy that it's true and that it's done. Does that make any sense? I'd rather that you don't release your prayer till you're really, 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 really willing to release it. Right? Just keep writing it or keep being with it till you're ready to release it. So the other things to note, if something comes back up for you and after you release your prayer, if you have other doubts or fears or negative thoughts that come back to you, that means you have not completely released your prayer. Does that make sense? And so I don't think you have to start over. Holmes might say you can do a whole nother treatment. If in your quiet time and your meditation that you feel like you need to start over, okay. But this is what I want to offer something that I believe. I believe all of our meditations and all of our prayers are a living thing. And the only way I know that is because I spoke at one time, and it's not a word I would ever use. And I said, if you ever want to breathe, you can use your breath to breathe back into that moment that you were doing the treatment, the ones that you liked, and then you can just add to it. Does that make sense? Yeah. So in release, I want you to know all your prayers work. Okay? Spirit, it's not personal to you. If we have the teaching symbols right here, you already pushed it to the bottom of the V. It's there. It's done. And as Yvonne said, there's no time in spirit. And sometimes we're a fast society, right? We don't want to wait more than a minute. And sometimes it may take more than a minute to be made manifest. Your goal is to stay in the energetic of you are so excited. It's like any holiday morning that you're getting a lot of gifts. You have that energetic of like is like Corliss, do you mind if I use this as an example? Like just about any handsome person you're gonna meet now, do you know how to dance? You know, like that's your next question, because you're right. And then they have to prove it in the aisle of the grocery store. Can you tango? Do you know foxtrot? We are now doing the waltz, and now we have samba, right? And now disco, and now free dance. So the idea is once you release your prayer, you're now, Holmes would say, you just walk around with great expectancy that it's true and it's so. It's almost like that playful childlike nature. Isn't that beautiful? That's where you want to be. You don't need to say, well, did I do it right? Of course you did. You are the Spirit of the living God. And guess what? Spirit knows the last words of all your prayers before you even uttered them all or wrote them all out. And don't worry about all the steps, even though you're going to have them. Try to practice them correctly and in the order. The reason it's a science is because they're meant, when they're done properly, to demonstrate. So you'll know your prayer, Julia knows, your prayer's done when it's made manifest, right? And you can see it as a demonstration. So does anybody have any questions about release or any of the steps? We're going to wrap this up on time tonight. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, sometimes I can do it and sometimes I can't. Your only goal is to walk around with great expectancy that it's true, that it's done, and that it's so. That's it. It's, yeah, because it's natural, sometimes it's human to doubt, right? But it's advanced to, it's an advanced idea for you to really trust in your word, right? You to trust in your power. Trust in and if you want to make it impersonal, in the teaching symbol that's below me, the middle portion only knows to say yes. So if you're doubting, it's going to create more evidence of your doubt. Right? You don't want to pray from a doubting place. You want to pray from an affirmative place of knowing.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Regarding, walking, you can't have an expectation that you can make someone do what you want.
No.
So here's my point. Tomorrow, you know this, I have a showing tomorrow at 10.
Yeah? You want the person to buy the house?
Yes. I'd like them to call me and say, no, sure, I'll just pay for it.
Oh yeah, there you go. So what you do, and I happen to know a little something about this. So what you do is, and this is something I'm revealing my secrets, and I've said, this or something greater shall come from my effort in the showing. Because let me just say this, most listings now, if you get a listing and you're a real estate agent, you're going to sell it, and it'll have multiple offers over asking. But I've also had back in the day where I may not have sold that house, but I got like one or two buyers. Like they wanted other houses. Or you might meet somebody that you'll get... right. And the thing is, so you can use it in your professional practice too. There's also times where you're just putting good energy out. Like you might put balloons up on a sign, and then all the neighbors in the cul-de-sac ask you also to list their house. It's happened to me in the desert. Or where you're just answering your phone because other people don't. I've gotten $2 million listings before from just answering my phone to the first ring. Corliss. You want to use the mic? If we have the mic somewhere. Oh, let me run it to you. Thank you. Sure.
Thank you.
Come on up, Corliss.
What I was thinking is, I've been working personally with a lot about living more in detachment. And I don't know.
You said detachment.
Detachment.
Yes, I knew it.
Yes.
I want to make sure everybody else knew.
Not attachment, detachment. So I'm thinking, like in your situation, like, don't you want the most perfect buyer to come to this house and love this house? And that house is going to love that perfect buyer. And out of that high energy, you're going to receive way more than this. It's going to be the something greater.
Yeah, very good. Stay close by. Or and also know that my effort will always be rewarded. Because we don't have contracts with people and they can use multiple people. So you want to show loyalty and speak to loyalty about the importance of that person being loyal to you no matter which property they select.
And that also brings up, be that which you want.
Yeah.
Because that's how the law of attraction works,
Yeah.
right? You want to be what you want to have.
And then you use your intuition. Your intuition is the voice for God speaking to you, and it will beat you over the head.
But you have to be able to listen
Right.
to hear that
But
voice.
it's still going to be knocking, but it will never enter, as Corliss said, until you're willing. That was just a reading over the weekend, over the last Sunday service.
Oh.
Was said that it was talking about Jesus because we're in the season, and it said it was in the Science of Mind text. It said, "We'll never come to your table as an unwelcome guest." Sanja, do you have anything on release? And then Yvonne. Thank you, Corliss. That was beautiful.
You're welcome.
You okay? Okay.
I'm going to stop and smell the roses. Beautiful, beautiful. I don't have anything to add.
Okay. That's good. I knew that something like that was coming. That's why I love Sonja Prince, ladies and gentlemen, our spiritual director.
And I was going to tell you the time, so get to it.
I know, I'm almost done. That's my Yvonne. Could we be in gratitude about Yvonne Fowler for giving the whole 11 weeks? Let's give it up. All right, so we're going to do just a couple of quick prayer treatments. So we're going to do all 5 steps on the board, right? Yeah, and so one is going to be about our pets. We already prayed about the cats, but we have a pet, Chloe. We have a pet,
Chino.
Chino. Can we put up, you want to do this one? Yeah, you're fine. Chloe, Chino. What's the one? Simba. Buddy. That's okay. You're okay. You're okay. Jojo. Nancy. Is that a pet? Nancy is a pet? We're doing all pets right now. Buddy, we got. Peggy? Sarah. Okay, that's good. And then hold the rest in your hearts. Now, first step, recognition. Who has a recognition step? Does anybody have a recognition step? Hello? First step of prayer? God is.
God is.
All right. Does anybody know the second step?
I am.
Unification. Right. So does anybody have a declarative statement? What's that? Okay, yes. Very good. I'm one with God. Good. How about a realization step? We're going to pray for health and wholeness for each of these animals, vitality and vigor. Right? What about a Thanksgiving step? Does anybody have one that you want to say out? Health and wholeness. Oh. Yeah. Anybody have a Thanksgiving step that you want to add?
And they love me unconditionally.
Unconditional love. Very good.
Unconditional love.
And then a release step. Does anybody have one coming to them? So it is. Except for, I'm going to go a little more because we're at the teaching part.
Yeah.
So it may be like, this is another good realization step. We didn't give an example, but I release my word to the law of life, right?
I release my word into the law of life.
And creative process.
And creative process.
Knowing that it shall not be denied.
Knowing that it shall not be denied.
Then, and so it is.
And so it is.
All right, yeah. And you can also say, I feel good about this word that's spoken. I let it be so. And together we say, and I say, so it is. And remember, you're saying it for you. Everything we're learning tonight is not about anybody else. It's for you to change your mind about what you're praying about. Okay, ready?
I think I forgot a lot of it.
That's okay. So we're getting to the power hour. So we're just going to say, I'm going to invite everybody to just turn within, but just keep your eyes open, and we're going to declare that God is everywhere present.
God is everywhere present.
And it's right where Chloe is.
That's right where Chloe
Simba is.
Simba is.
Nancy is.
Nancy is.
Buddy
Buddy
is.
is.
Sarah
Sarah
is.
is.
Peggy
Peggy
is.
is.
Feel that. Just take that breath in and breathe in your own pets' names. I know that Spirit made each of these precious fur babies whole, complete, and perfect. And they are one with the one. And it is from this platform of unity and oneness and unification that I speak my word, knowing that health and wholeness is their birthright. It's their birthright for Chloe and Simba, Nancy, Buddy, Sarah, Peggy. See that. Health and wholeness is there. Vitality, vigor is there. Perfect assimilation, perfect elimination is there. Eternal life is there. And with a heart filled with gratitude for their unconditional love, for their healing. For they are the healers that heal. They can lay pause, right, and know. Yes. They know that they know. And I invite you all to know that you know that all is in order and all is in harmony. There's nothing missing, lacking, needing, or wanting in any. There's no diagnosis that's not the prognosis of unconditional health and wholeness and love and grace. And do you have anything to add, Sanja, in the prayer?
Just feel that.
Let's feel more of that.
Let's feel
Corliss, do you want to add anything? Yvonne, do you want to add anything? Shannon, do you want to add anything? All right, so allow your heart to fill with gratitude. And we see the perfection of each. See that. See any treatments as blessed and a blessing. See it all working out in divine right order and harmony. Right here, right now. Even the cats shall get along.
Even the cat shall get along.
And so it is.
And so it is.
All right. We have to do another one. Let's go over here. Do you mind? Are you okay to write, or you want Ava to write? So we're going to do one about Zachariah. Yes. He was in a car accident today. He did not ask for prayer. So can you pray about somebody who did not ask for prayer? Yes. Do you? Yeah. And I don't know that we need to get permission.
I don't know that we need to get permission either. I mean, we know that something occurred, and so we want to just lift them up.
Yeah, and let's know this too. Let's know this. It works, all this, everything we've learned tonight works even faster and better when the mental equivalent of the person requesting the prayer is there with you. You, though, are powerful enough to have a manifestation about the other person because you're not claiming what they know. You're claiming what you know about them. And if you want to do the simplest prayer, it's just perfect God, perfect man. Does that make any sense? So if you want to pray about the biological family relationships, romantic relationships, the dance partner, you can do all that, right? We don't need to take credit for the prayer work, right? You can do that every single day. And so let's do this one. Does anybody have an opening statement for this prayer? It's going to be for divine health, wholeness, healing. Right action?
I know that there is one absolute power.
I love it. I know that there is one absolute power. And the unification step, Richard, you did unification, right? Do you have a unification step that you can think of just offhand?
That I'm one with that power.
Okay, good. That Zachariah is one with that power. Very good. That's perfect. That Zachariah is one with that power and presence, right? And sometimes you can keep going with the adjectives, right? The intelligence of the universe, the grace, the ease. Okay, and then the realization. What do you know about this for health and wholeness and healing?
I know that Zachariah is one with the divine. Therefore, I know that he is whole, perfect, and complete.
There we go. Whole, perfect, complete. Right? And we're going to bless anything that happened. We don't know. I don't know that we need to know. And also, all this will be held confidential because as you're doing prayers, every prayer you ever do is to be held in the highest confidence, even though he's going to see it on everybody's website and drop-down page and link. He's one of our most powerful students. Also, you know what? This is something really important. It's what I was trained back at Agape back in the 90s, 96 to 2000. When somebody asks you to pray, you do it right in that minute. It doesn't matter how busy your day is. I'm sorry to say this. Yeah, see? You do it right in that moment. Are you with me?
Yes, the power is now. The power of now.
It's not just the power of now. It's because, look, we were expecting 2 more students here tonight, and life happens. Right? So we want to take that moment when we're asked, and whatever you're doing, you set it aside, and you go for it. Take a deep breath in and go for it. Okay, who has a Thanksgiving statement about this treatment?
I am thankful that right now
So that then it's more for you to be in that peace and wholeness. So you're how about, I'm thankful that he is surrounded by this spiritual peace that passes human understanding and this wholeness that is his divine birthright. Yeah, because we can never know what another knows or is thinking. It's just what for us. Okay, and then the release. Who has that? Love and understanding. That's beautiful. So we'll put love and understanding, and let it be so. Do you want to take a crack at it, Sandra? And we're doing the whole thing, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You want to take a crack, and then you can do one on your own, just with however it comes out.
Well, we can just say, I know that there is one divine presence that is perfect, that is whole, that is complete. And I know that I am one with that divine presence, that perfection, that love, that perfect health and wholeness. And I know are we doing for Zechariah?
Yeah.
I know for Zechariah that the truth of his being is his wholeness, his perfection, and he is complete right where he is.
Yes.
And so what I affirm for him, and I know because I know this for myself, is that right where he is, God is.
Yes.
Right where he is, love is. Right where he is, peace is. And perfection. And I know that, where are we now? That anything unlike the truth of his being is here and right now released. And we let it go. We let it go for him, knowing the truth of his being. And so with gratitude and thanksgiving, I am so grateful that I know the truth. I am so grateful for this teaching that allows me to step right into the realness, the awareness, and own it. I know that I know that I know. So in great gratitude and thanksgiving, I release this prayer into the action of the law that always says yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you. That's beautiful. All right. So we're at the time. Anybody have any final questions? And then you're welcome to grab food and we'll wrap it up. Was it helpful to have the workshop presented by the students? Yes. Let's give them a hand. The students want to come up. Richard, come on up. Yvonne, that was amazing. Shannon, that's amazing. Thank you, Sanja. Thank you, Corliss. Yeah, come on up. Take your bow. This is our Foundations class 2022. Woo! We've got Ava, Eileen, Carla. We're going to do this on behalf of Zachariah, Berlin. Mary Jo Morse.
Who's taking a picture?
Not unless Yvonne's. Come on in, Sanja. We gotta get Yvonne in here. And we take the picture with Yvonne's phone.
Silly rabbit, come here.
You gotta come out.
Come on. You gotta scream at her. Come on, woman.
Come on, woman.
Here we go. Ready? All right. Got it. All right.
Thank you all.
Richard said the paparazzi.
We just wanted to really quickly thank Yvonne and Brother Mark. I think one of the things you told us is that we will never be able to go back and unlearn what we have been taught in these classes. So what that means is now we can go out into the world and spread our frequency out to others. And I just want to thank you so much for giving me the tools that I need on my daily life. And y'all have done so much for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you again to Brother Mark and to all of us here, and to Yvonne. But I wanted to say, sometimes you'll get a great Christmas gift, right? You're like, wow, I'm really happy I got that. Doesn't matter, not like this. This changes your life. And so thank you, Mark.
Thank you, guys.
Well, you know what I was thinking? I met Ed
gosh, I don't know, a few months ago, we talked about doing things together, you know, not necessarily merging, but getting to know each other and doing things together. And some of our people have come over here and attended some of your board meetings and also the services. And now I've been involved with this, and the energy here is fabulous. And I'm so happy, you know, that we're working things together. I think there's a good future for all of us.
Yes.
I was just going to say, we are family.
Yeah, that's good.
Go ahead.
And you know, I look at this brother here, this brother Mark. I mean, I think he's got the right energy for all of us and enough energy for all of us.
Okay, and I just want to say thank you to Brother Mark and Yvonne, just because I feel so profoundly changed by this experience in a very deep way, and especially from their love.
Remember how quiet she was?
Thank you. Thank you so much for absolutely everything. Your knowledge of foundations, your expertise, your ability to share it with us, both of you, in loving, profound, funny ways, really made each class something to really treasure. And I thank you both so very much.
Ah, thank you.
I just want to say that I was at a point where I was ready to move on to a deeper level. And this class came about at the perfect time in my life where I was just yearning for that. And what I learned is just exactly what I needed to learn. And I'm so thankful. The energy, the way that you worked together just flowed, and I appreciate you.
Thank you. And we remember too in our hearts. Thank you. So we're going to remember Zachariah right now, right, in our prayer work, Zach. We remember Berlin, knowing that they're all going to graduate successfully and receive their CSL certificates. Mary Jo Morris, we remember. Holly started and has already taken four times. Is this your fourth did you start the fourth or fifth one? You already took 4, right? 4 times. Just remember also, what Shannon was saying is an expanded mind cannot retract. Yes. So now that you know that you know, right? And trust that knowing. We love Jean, where you are, God is. We know Mary Miller, where she is, God is. There's a couple. Abel, Silva, oh my gosh. Isn't it always better when Abel's in the room? So we hold everybody just so perfectly high, and for the next generation of people who are ready to take classes, we have a new spiritual director ready to step in and make it happen. All right, any words?
Yes, I just want to say thank you for inviting me tonight. It's so amazing. As a spiritual director of CSL Redlands, I'm so honored that you all came and we shared this together as family, as we are. And I just want to say, I'm blown away. I'm forever changed for being here with you tonight. And Brother Mark's been telling me they are amazing. You have no idea. You know, they are so amazing. And so I see that. I was able to bear witness to it. So I'm so grateful that I'm here tonight and I was able to share this with you. And I was in my office and I was milling around in my office cleaning a little bit. And I said, what am I doing in here? I'm going out where the action is. Amen. And I am so glad that I came out. Just thank you. Thank you for blessing me. Thank you for blessing me tonight. And just so you know that, we work together so well, there'll be more classes offered, and then we can do it together again. Do it again.
Yes. Have some
All
food,
right.
everybody.
Have
Enjoy.
some food.
Thank you so much for your
Drive
presence.
safely home.
Yes. Oh, you want to do the closing?
No.
A student does.
A student does.
Who's the student? Which student will do the closing benediction? It's about a safe drive home.
Come on, you guys know it.
Come on.
You know that you know.
We made
that
our
you
students
know.
work so hard. I'm doing it. No.
Okay.
Who's doing it?
Richard, are you
No,
doing
he
it?
doesn't want.
You're
I'm doing
it.
it. I'm just going to ask everybody just to take a moment. And let's just let go of everything that's preceded this moment with our breath. We let it go. And as we inhale in, we inhale the grace of God, the allness, the absolute knowingness of the omnipresence of pure spirit. I'm so grateful for everything that's transpired in this session. I know that each person is blessed and a blessing. Each makes their way home safely. That we eagerly await for all that we shared tonight to unfold with ease and grace and certainty. For Spirit heard us, and the law of life declares, yes, yes, yes. Just say with me together, yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Breathe in a grateful heart. We let it be so, and together we say, yes, so it is.